Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. So today I'm going to talk about my ADHD medication and various things around that, so I'm just going to jump straight into it. Well, firstly, thank you for my Buy Me a Coffee supporters and the suggestions people have left me for what videos they want to see from me. I really want to make videos that people want to see, more so than, previously I might have wanted just to put videos out there that I wanted to make myself, but yeah, I'm also really interested to know what you guys want to see, and it helps me to like explore different things as well, which I really love to do anyway. And yeah, basically Buy Me a Coffee is different to Patreon in the way I use it anyway, in that you just need to spend like £3 one time, and you can support me more than that, or you can support me again if you want to, but you spend £3 and I offer extra content and extra perks. It's just literally £3 and you're subscribed like forever. You're like a supporter forever. So I really like that about that, and something I don't really like about Patreon, you just lose all of the content. Anyway, so yeah, I want to talk about my medication. So I had my appointment with my psychiatrist. I don't think I made a video on this, and that was last weekend or the weekend before, I can't quite remember when it was, and I did have to go and see my psychiatrist again. My GP said that, I need to see my psychiatrist again, and apparently I meant to see him every like 8 to 10 months or something anyway. So I was just like, alright, and it makes sense going to see him, and yeah, it costs money, but I did choose to go private in the first place, and NHS apparently would offer that similar kind of thing, or they would be expected to have updates and reviews on your medication just like you would any other kind of medication. So yeah, I spoke to him, and he wanted me to take my heart rate and my blood pressure, so I did that and sent that to him, because I was saying I was a bit worried about, like, my heart rate was quite high. It's been quite high recently, but I think there's way more reasons for that, and I realised as well one of the reasons for that was that I tend to overeat sometimes, and when I do overeat, my heart rate does increase, and when I'm actually focused on not eating so much food and just eating probably what I need to eat, my heart rate decreases. So there's probably a variety of things that go into that, so I'm not going to get into all of that, even though I know I just like tend to ramble a lot in these videos, but yeah, so it's been, so he agreed to, I gave him my reasoning, which is was a very much more simplified version of the videos I've made already of my reasoning, and he agreed that he would allow me to do it. He thought my reasons were good enough, and he said, he does experience people say things like, their creativity or their ideas are a lot less, but then they are able to do more, action more things, which is something that I definitely have seen in myself, and something that I've actually spoken about before. So I changed my prescription basically from 25 milligrams to 18 milligrams, and I think that one of the things that I can say very strongly that I've noticed in myself, and I asked my partner, what have you noticed differently in me, and he only spent yesterday with me because he's been working away, but I think the only thing that he really said was that I was more distracted. So we were watching a TV program last night, and I sort of went on my phone to look up something, and I ended up on there like most of the program rather than watching the program, whereas before I could just sit and watch the program, and I would do that. I would always just sit and watch the program, but so I've been a bit more distracted, and I've seen that in myself as well. But so this medication seems to affect me. Like, I seem to be quite sensitive to it, in that I only need a smaller dose for it to have quite a profound effect on me. My doctor did say, you are on a really low dose for this medication, but like, it does happen. And I argued the fact that I kind of see myself, like, I kind of see that, like, why do you need to be on the highest dose possible that you can handle, that's good enough to, like, get rid of some of your traits or symptoms, I guess, of ADHD. And with ADHD comes many great things, like having like loads of ideas, having like passion, and I find that my medication kind of blunts down my emotions a bit, or just makes them way more manageable, which is great, because being angry or being like the opposite of that can actually lead you to making decisions, like reacting certain ways and making decisions that are not based on reason. But yeah, so I basically wrote down all my observations from what I saw, but one of the immediate things that I noticed was more thoughts in my head, and that's something that I wanted. That was one of the reasons I wanted to step down a dose, was because I wanted to be able to have more ideas come to me, have more thoughts in my head as well. And having more thoughts in my head, which is a strange thing to think about, is now I'm talking now, and I'm other thoughts are coming to me, and whereas previously I could just follow one train of thought in general, and now other things are coming to me and they're distracting me a little bit, and I'm thinking I need to talk about that, I need to talk about this, and I might just go off on tangents and change what I'm saying, and I can already sense that I'm talking a lot faster in this video than I would ordinarily talk, because I was just unable to talk faster in my videos previously because I didn't have that many thoughts rushing towards me, and I'm trying to be more selective and try and work with them like that, rather than before, when I didn't take ADHD medication. I was very much and maybe I'm talking faster because I'm feeling more passionate as well, and I know there's probably loads of other reasons, but I do feel like I'm talking faster, I'm talking more, I'm more interested in what people are saying, which is kind of funny, and I'm having more thoughts around it and questioning things more, what people are saying, and at work even, you'd think that having more thoughts would be more of a distraction and take you away from thinking about and concentrate on what you're doing. But actually the amount of thoughts that I have in my head now is a lot better than it was, because I'm actually thinking, when I'm issuing reports and working out calculations and stuff, doing calculations at work, I would tend to compare things just by looking at them visually, but now I'm actually thinking about it and what the differences between, and I'm not going to get into details about how I do reporting at work, but I'm looking at the results and I'm say 18.5, and comparing them in my head as thoughts, as opposed to just seeing them and being, I don't know, because if that makes sense, and having the thoughts there is actually better. It enables me to better distinguish, I guess. I like my internal monologue. I like it. I just don't like it when it's sending me into feelings being more negative thought processes, I guess, and the anxiety definitely is worse when I have more thoughts and more feelings. Wow, it's 8 minutes already. So some general more observations that I've had. So it's, in terms of physical symptoms, I tend to get some headaches, and I tend to get a bit of acid reflux from it's not unusual for me. So I did have a headache one day, and I did have acid reflux a couple of afternoons ago. That's fine. I can deal with that. I've been a bit more forgetful, so I forgot to shut and lock the back door a couple of times when I let my dog out. So I did notice that. And yeah, I've occasionally forgot things because I've gone into an area, but then I've been thinking about something else, and I've forgotten picking up something. I feel like I'm more jittery, and I feel like I need to move more, but it is improved by listening to music. But music just, I don't know, I think it's because of the dopamine hit that music gives you, that high dopamine feeling when you really enjoy a song. So I just tend to start my day every day by listening to music, and it's really it really helps me wake me up and makes me feel better, and so I don't wake up so irritable, because before medication I used to wake up irritable most days. But yeah, I think I definitely had some more anxiety. I've had some more anxiety, whether that's just because I've been anxious about how the medications are going to affect me, this medication will affect me or not, I don't know. But I definitely felt a little bit more anxiety, but the way this medication works is it builds up over time, so the same is it's similar in the way that if you come down doses, the effects may stay with you for a while, and so I might feel more anxiety in a month's time, say, than I do today. So more thoughts and ideas, which is very useful for work. I've been able to come up with ideas more, and that's been really good actually, and that helps with my self-esteem as well, rather than thinking nothing. Like sometimes people will say like, do you have any ideas, and I'm just like, no, because there's no thoughts going on in my head. But now things are clicking more in my brain, and I don't know, it's really good actually. Like I have a bunch of video ideas that I want to make, but now I have like so many more video ideas. I've been zoning out more, but it appears to be useful. Less staying on task, but more useful thoughts. So yeah, work's been more enjoyable for me, which is weird. I think that's weird that somehow it's been more enjoyable for me. So I've been annoyed more and been more irritable and more like I felt anger more strongly. Like I think I get more irritable when I'm tired in general anyway, but it seems to be more so now. I think I just need to go to bed earlier, to be honest. But yeah, being distracted more, I think definitely I have seen that. And talking and interrupting people, I did interrupt my partner more so, and it's sort of like not knowing when it's right to interrupt somebody, but I have been doing that more so, but I've been more actively listening, which is interesting that I've been more actively listening, seeing as I've been more distracted by things, and like considering more about what like he is saying to me and what people are saying to me. So that's a positive thing, even if sometimes like I annoy people a bit by interrupting them. I'm trying to make peace at being that way with myself. Like it's hard, but so yeah, I cried yesterday or the day before actually over something that wasn't really worth crying over, which is a bit weird. But I don't know if it's like I'm just crying more because, or I mean it's just one time, but I'm crying because I'm still having some effects coming down from like withdrawal kind of thing, or if it is more to do with I'm just having more emotions now because the medication kind of blunted them a little bit. So yeah, I walked with my friend the other day. We went for a walk. So I've put that I prefer socialising with an activity rather than just sat talking. I met with my friend and we were walking, and for me like that was like doing things more. Like I've been wanting to do things more. I've been wanting to talk more. I feel like I have less anxiety when I'm doing activity when I'm socialising, but I struggle to be present when like I was off medication especially. I really struggled to be present with people, and I used to get so bored. Like if they were just talking about like mundane stuff, it would kind of like not interest me that much. It doesn't sound very nice really, but yeah, that's how I felt. And so doing something as well, like walking as well, is much more enjoyable than just, I don't know why I wrote that down, to be honest. I said that I interrupted and talked over my friend a couple of times, but it was okay because my friend doesn't really like, I don't know, she just never says like, oh you're being rude or whatever. I think she understands why I'm like that. So day 3, wake up sleepy and jittery. Movement helps the jitters. So yeah, that feeling of like wanting to move a lot, like move your legs around and stuff, like that's kind of more present, or I'm noticing that more than when I was on 25. I felt so calm, like so much more calm. And yeah, like I think it's just finding that right balance with medication for that. But yeah, I've put that it doesn't seem to be anxiety that's actually causing that, or whether when I'm anxious it happens more, you know. But I think in the past, yeah, it might have been anxiety as well. But what helps us is the music and moving around. And I put that I don't mind it too much, like being jittery, I don't really mind that too much. So my appetite is decreased, which I'm really, really pleased about. But it could just be, all these things just could be early days and things could change, I know. But my appetite has decreased. I'm less I've been less likely to just get up and go to the fridge and get something. I think because my mind has been working faster and I've been thinking about more things rather than being like, oh, I'm bored, I'm going to go eat. But yeah, my stomach doesn't feel like it wants any more, like too much food, like I used to overeat. And I haven't really been overeating much. I tried to, and my stomach felt so uncomfortable, and I think that's why I got acid reflux that afternoon. So I think this is going to be good for weight management. I put again about music, how it seems to feel even better when I'm listening to music. It gives me more of like a high, like I'm really enjoying this. I'm having thoughts of feeling myself more. Forgetful again, like it took a while to remember I was running the shower. You know, like you run it to heat it up, and I walked away and I did something else, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm running a shower. I've always maintained that ADHD can make you a faster worker. You get chores done quickly and your brain works quicker, which, yeah, I definitely think this is true. Like, yeah, you get more distracted, but you can work faster, or yeah. I don't know if this is true for everybody with ADHD, so I'd really love to know if you feel that your ADHD makes you a faster worker. And I can multitask better as well. Like normally, like now, like I really struggle with multitasking, but then I could try and do like multiple things at once even sometimes. Maybe it's just jumping from one thing to another, I'm not sure, and it feels like multitasking, but I thought that it almost feels that your brain works quicker than your body can keep up with sometimes, or that you can even follow your thought path, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if that makes entire sense. You probably know what I mean. I feel like I'm having more fun in life. I know it's only been like, this is like the 4th day, but I feel like I'm having more fun. And I always I want to go out somewhere, I want to do something. Like I feel like that sometimes, anyway, especially if I've been at work all week. I want to go, especially if it's a nice day, I want to go out somewhere and see things and explore things. And I feel that even more so right now. I was in my car like driving somewhere yesterday with my partner. I felt like I was talking to him more, and I haven't actually asked if that's true, but I felt like I was talking to him more and being more engaging with him. So yeah, I've just generally have more possibilities, thoughts and ideas. The worst thing that I've done, which might be funny, it didn't actually annoy me that much, but these things used to annoy me so much before, but I dropped the toilet roll in the toilet bowl. That's probably like the worst thing I've done. Yeah. And yeah, like I do have more feelings, and that's something that I'm gonna have to deal with. And yeah, so that's it basically. This video is probably more random and there's less clarity like in when I generally make videos, and you can probably see that. But I'm happier. So far I'm happier. When hormones come into play, that can be a bit problematic for me, so we'll see how that goes, but I won't talk to you too much about that. But yeah, so I don't know how to end this video now. I'm going to make more videos on medication, like some people have asked me questions about it, and I'm going to make more videos on it and my thoughts around it. And yeah, this will be it for this one. So I'll see you again in another video.